Okay, Riya, first of all, thank you for taking out the time and agreeing for this interview. And, you know, to begin with, congratulations on your achievement
Thank
of
you so much.
FRM Part 1 success. So, first and foremost, I would like to understand for all our audience and that, when and how actually you came to know about FRM as a course.
Sir, as I was not a commerce student in my plus two, I was a humanities student. My plans for my career was completely different. But then I gave my papers and everything went by, and then COVID happened. And I had to switch my line to commerce because my dad wanted me to. So I was in no plans to do anything. I did not even hear about FRM until 2020. I did not know there is a course like FRM that existed. CA, all these were quite prominent courses because my friends were doing that, so I knew about it. FRM, CFA, these were the courses I did not even hear about them. Then one day I was having a conversation with my brother कि अब life में क्या करना है, like you can't just do a BBA and sit. You are not that kind of a person who can just go away with a BBA graduation degree, so you think about it, whatever you want to do. So then I realized that I did not manage things very well in my life. COVID was one of the reasons why I had to switch my stream, and one of the major reasons why I had to switch my stream was I was planning to do something. My father told me that the thing that you are planning to do, you are paying more to your staffs than you will earn after the job that you are doing, or something. And he had this typical Marwadi mentality, which I don't want to comment on. And then I realized that I did not go do things according to my will, my father's will, and a lot of other things went by like that. So I planned to do something. Actually, I was thinking about CA, and then I had a word with my brother. Then he told me about these courses. He was doing the same course. He is doing the same course, so he told me. Then I went through the syllabus and went through that. It was 2021 March when I saw about this course, and it was April mid or something when I started off with it. And then November came, I gave my paper. This is how I landed up doing FRM.
That's very interesting, and it's something, if I may say so, it's taken from movie or a script of a movie like that. I mean, somebody who's completely unrelated to commerce, as you're saying, or didn't have commerce or finance as the first go-to thing in their life, and then suddenly COVID. I mean, though for most of the world, it is actually it has turned the entire thing upside down, but for you, you sensed an opportunity out of it and you made the most of it, I would say so. So congratulations on that front as well. I mean, it had COVID not happened, perhaps this decision making would not have been so fast in your particular
Definitely, sir.
case. Okay,
Definitely.
and I think your brother also kind of motivated you. Your brother also actually at least showed you the path, which
Yes,
actually
sir.
eventually led you to take up the course. Great.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you so much.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about your background in terms of your academics. You already told you are doing. Have you completed your BBA or graduation?
No, sir, I'm in my third semester right now.
Okay.
And I did my plus two in humanities. I got a 94% in humanities in my plus two. Then I took a year drop because I wanted to give my NIFT exam. I cleared my NIFT exam. I got a AIR 52 in my NIFT.
Okay.
But then I couldn't do NIFT because whatsoever reasons came in between. Then I switched to BBA, and after like getting into the college, it was like almost after my first semester got over with, then I started off with FRM. So as a student, I was never very hardworking. It was just that I used to study with a little bit of focus. I made it a point whenever I'm studying, it's only studies, not fiddling with my phone, not doing anything else. When I'm studying, it's studying, whether it's an hour or day of a day or anything. Like for FRM, I changed myself a little bit because everything was new. I was never good with maths. I hated maths. It was in my class 10 when I last did maths, and cherry on the cake, I was not good at it as well. So maths was something a very scary part of FRM. So I changed a little bit of my studying pattern for FRM, but till my plus two, even my BBA, whatever the professors are teaching, that is okay, and 1 hour of a study is enough. But for FRM, things change a lot. I started studying, investing a lot of time, studying hours of the day. My parents was like, ho kya gaya hai school, normal hai, पढ़ रही है या क्या कर रही है? This was the scene of my home. But then this is how FRM part 1 went by for me.
So in a way, I believe that it has changed you for more than one reason.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. There are a lot of changes that I got into myself just to clear this exam, because it was completely different for me. I actually did not have a clue what is going, what it is. Just that I had a upper hand because my dad has been working in the share, like he's a broker since the past 30 years. So FNP was a good, like it was okay, because I've been hearing futures, forwards, call, put since a long time of my major portion of my life. But rest, everything was new. Everything was new. Rather, half of the I am living in a joint family, but half of the family still did not hear about a course like FRM. Oh, something exists like FRM. Ye kya hota hai? This is what people still ask me.
Okay. Okay. A long march, must I say, and I'm truly fascinated. I mean, at a personal level as well. I mean, we do hear a bit of unusual stories, of course, in my teaching profession as well as my otherwise corporate career as well. We do come across stories but yours is pretty unique and pretty heroic. So yes, and I truly believe that, you know, if once you have set your goal, and then thereafter it's just putting in those many hours, which I do not think that going forward is going to be any more struggle for you, because you seem to be thoroughly enjoying it now. That's more important.
Yes. So right now the study is like actually interesting me. I'm literally waiting for my BBA semester exams to get over with so that I can start with my part 2. And hopefully it happens in for by 1st of February or 2nd of February. I'll start with part 2. Although I was planning for May, but then I realized 3 months and then my colleges are opening and everything is gonna happen. So I won't be able to manage for May. So I thought ki November is the only option. But then I was thinking to give my CFA in between, but then I realized that I'm still in second year, so I can't give my CFA. And for the work experience thing that they still have an option about, that 4 years of work experience, I can do that, but then I don't want to get into so much of a mess. So I'm planning to give my FRM part 2 in November and then continue with my CFA when I get in, like if I clear my part 2, then CFA in my third year.
Oh, you're not even in third year as of now?
No, sir, I'm in third semester, second year.
Wow. I mean, again, incredible. You're way too young. I mean, you're setting a benchmark for people who normally, because I do not advocate up until recently. And now that you have told me, I was always under the impression you might be in the last year of your graduation, or you just might have appeared for your final exam. So it seems like you have another
Sir,
couple of
I am just
years.
19 apparently.
So you have another couple of years even before you complete your graduation. And before that, if you
Network
have.
has some issue. Your voice is fluttering.
Okay, okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm saying that by the time you complete your graduation, if you have the FRM Part 2 under your belt, I think that's going to be an incredible achievement in itself.
Thank you so much, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So a little bit, tell me, what are the resources? How did you approach? Okay, now that we've got your story, background story, and we also got to know that, you know, how you got motivated in pursuing FRM. And I believe that you passed your FRM part 1 with top quartiles across all the subject areas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's again one more feather in your cap. So now that all of these are known to us, tell the audience, I mean, people who are in the graduation, or even the ones who might have had just completed their graduation. See, personally, when I did my CFA charter or FIM charter, I was well into my career. I needed some distraction. That's how I look at it. They were really not going to make much of a difference to my career, but nonetheless, I thoroughly enjoyed them. And in your case, you have got a lifetime ahead of you, and it's incredible that at such a young age you have managed to pass one of the most difficult exams in the world, as they consider it. Because you might know that 1 out of every 4 candidates actually managed to pass FRM exam back to back. So it's no mean achievement by any way. So at this point, I would like to know that, how you actually approached your preparation, your study plan, which are the resources that you used, how many hours actually you put in your preparation.
Sir, as I told, I started my preparation in April mid. I took my tuitions from Ashwini Bajaj because he was one of the most amazing humans I've heard about after getting into the commerce background. 13 degrees, every degree cleared in one go, and something like that. My brother suggested Ashwini Bajaj. I went through all other tuitions, but I find it like really nice to go with him. So I started off with Ashwini Bajaj's classes in April, May. You can tell May starting, I started off with it. It took me approximately 3 months to get over with my syllabus. That was my Schweizer portion. And whatever sir asked us to do, he had a practice book differently, which people call it is the copy of BT, whatever we can tell it. So I took 3 months to get away with my Schweizer questions, sir's questions, and sir's video classes, whatever we were doing. So after that, I had 3 months in my hand to continue forward. I made notes. I did not make any notes for 3 months when I was seeing the tuition. I just used to write it down in the copy so that once I'm recapitulating, it's easy for me. But then I made fair notes, all subjects differently, the way it was in Schweizer, not in a LOS basis, but in a simplified, modified version. I even used to write it in Hindi, just in case there are few concepts about VAR and etc., which are quite tough to remember, and especially that cons chapter, stationary time series and all. It was quite tough to remember, so I started writing it in Hindi so that whenever I'm reading, it's like I can retain that. So I started off with that. So my studying hour was a little weird. So I used to start studying by 9 in the morning, get over by 3. It was a long stretch. Then not 3, 2. Then used to come for my lunch by 4:35. I was done. Then 5 to 9:30, 10. This is what I continued for 6 months. For 5 months out of those 6 months, I used to go out on Saturday, Sundays. I did not study on Saturday, Sundays, my party, office, whatever. Share market, a little bit of share market. So I used to study share market on Saturdays. So I did not do much of my studies on Saturday, Sundays. But the last 1 month, I actually did not go out anywhere, especially because of the COVID thing. I could have fallen sick. I eat a lot of food from outside, so there are a lot of things that I had to take a precaution about, that if not this time, then I have to wait again for 6 months to give my exam. So I, for health reasons and whatever, for study reasons, so this is how I continued. But yes, sir, before the day before my exam, I did not study. This is what my father used to tell me when I was in class 10. You have studied enough that you don't need to study on the last moment. You're going to jumble up your head. So I did not study on the last date. I had my paper on the 17th of November. The last time I studied was 15th night. So 16th and 17th, I did not study. This is how I prepared for FRM part 1.
Incredible. So any particular approach that you took in the last 30 days of your exam, or it was just a consistency all along?
Sir, I did study throughout my 5 months. So this actually did help me. But the major thing that I believe what helped me was the notes that I made. Because it was not possible it's not possible for anyone, I believe, to go through Schweizer every time you start for a revision. I did 2 revisions also. It's not possible to read every single line, and the kind of paper we had, things were minute. You like there were 2 options. We can actually debate about this 2 options for 30 minutes, that this will be the answer, this will be the answer. Things were confusing. But and Schweizer, but I genuinely believe when people tell BT is a good source, analyst prep is a good source, if people go through Schweizer really nicely, they don't need anything else. GARP is extensive of everything. They are teaching things which were not actually that helpful. I have been to GARP's few points which I did not understand in Schweizer, but sir, I believe that whatever notes I made, it really helped me in the last 30 days. I practiced for approximately starting 15 days, all the questions, sums, which did not help me though, because there were hardly 7 sums in my paper out of 100, and that those 7 sums were majorly logical as well. There were only basic formula based 7 sums, rest all were theory. So notes were the things that I made, which I made. Actually, I gave a lot of time in my notes that if I want a topic, everything is highlighted. This is the topic that you need to study. These topics have these topics inside, table, charts, flow maps, everything. I was like, I made it a point. I don't write much, where there are flow charts, there are things that once I have a glance, I have the glance of the entire topic at once. So this is what I did in my last 30 days. Did not give a lot of pressure on myself in the last 30 days, but yes, definitely notes. My notes helped me a lot.
Okay. What did you perceive? You have some idea of what did you perceive the scope of FRM is in India?
Sir, actually, I don't want to stay in India. So the major reason why I started off with this course, because people told this is something that you will get a job outside India and things like that. So I started off with at this note, but then I realized that there are major investment firms, big fours, etc., who hires FRM and banks who hire FRM. So I hope that I get a job, at least till I am doing my graduation in India, and then once I'm done, I'll prefer going out.
Okay. All right. So, any particular advice that you would like to give to the future aspirants of FRM who will be taking the exam in May window for part 1?
The discipline and sticking to what you think. It's very easy to tell a friend that yes, I'm coming to the party, but the regret will stay with. At least it did happen to me. I had a regret for at least a week that I could have done that chapter if I did not go to that party. 2 days a week, it's okay. Saturday, Sunday, everyone deserves a holiday. That too for like not the last month. I believe that everyone deserves a holiday because your mind will go somewhere else if you study for 7 days a week. But in between the week, if you have decided you're not, I actually thought that if I'm setting a goal for myself, I make it a point that I'll do that thing. And goals are like, according to me, it's not supposed to be very simple that ek din mein ek chapter kar lenge. That is something that you can do that. So why not think about 2 chapters, 3 chapters a day? Not the revision portion, the learning portion, the understanding portion. So if you achieve your goals, you'll anyways be satisfied that you have done something. So the next day you will be more pumped. Ki, I've done something, so I can revise that and I can proceed with another 2 chapters. So setting day-to-day goals than to clear that one exam. If you set day-to-day goals and continue with those goals, you are good to go with the exam. Like there are a lot of people who will tell that you can do this material, that material. I got into that mess. I probably have all the possible materials that a person can have: BT, analyst prep, GARP, Swizer. There were 2 3 other materials that I was so anxious, every possible thing there, but it actually did not help. If you stick to what you're studying and study nicely, not fiddling with your phone, not fiddling with your laptop, not fiddling with anything, things will be really nice if you set day-to-day goals and you achieve those goals. Like I used to reward myself. If I do this thing, the next day I'm gonna get this for myself. If I don't do, I don't deserve. Like I used to see one thing in my, like one series, 1 episode a day. It was a 45 minutes episode. So I used to make it a point. If I study this much, I can see that episode. If you don't, then postpone it to the next day till the time you're not done with your goal. So that was a driving force. If you do this, you're gonna get this. You need to be really hard on yourself and I believe if you get hard on yourself for 6 months, it's gonna be with you for your lifetime. So why not? 6 months, it's okay. And this, I believe this is our age to struggle. If we can't do this right now, then when are we gonna do? So this is how I prepared for the exam.
And I completely agree with you, Riya. I mean, you have taken it at such a young and tender age, which itself is really remarkable. Second, you have actually spilled in so many words about the that there is, truly speaking, there is no secret formula to success. There is nothing but for hard work, but for dedication, honesty, consistency, and as you rightly say that setting your hormonal level in the form of your oxytocin and endorphins, wherein you reward yourself only by you trick your brain that I'm going to do this and then I'm going to enjoy this. I should be rewarded because of this. Maybe it's just a plate of pani puri. That's it. But then that's how you trick yourself in achieving something. That plays a very major part. And I believe, and this is again my personal belief, because we had a group wherein we used to discuss the day-to-day problems and the rather than more of the theory, we attack to the problems. And I believe that, that also benefited a lot of candidates, including you as well. In fact, I
Yes, sir,
also enjoyed it.
definitely. That group, that was one of those groups where everything, even if a small root is missing over some formula, or there is some formula that we couldn't go through, sir, and definitely I will like, you were the third call that I made when I got to know that I cleared my FRM part 1. First call was to Ashwini sir, second call was to my Nani, and the third call was you, because sir, I genuinely believe the last time that those times when we were actually in a phase ki this can't be done, this is wrong, this lines is wrong, you were always there to, with a video, with a tutorial, with answers, with problem solution, with legit solution, which actually I believe it helped me. And the other friends who I like, other people who I met through that group, everyone tell the same thing, like this. Just give me a second, sir.
Yeah.
So, sir, I genuinely believe, sir, you helped us a lot. So you genuinely did help us a lot. Like we used to actually think that you are a working person. How are you? Why are you helping us so much? How is it gonna help you? But sir, I don't know. I still don't know the answer. But sir, thank you so much that you did so much for us.
I'm humbled, really, Riya. I actually, in fact, the idea of that group was not even mine. That's not my idea. In fact, it was somebody else's. Mainly, there
Yes,
was this
sir.
guy called Harshad Gupta who actually first invited me to this group,
Hmm.
and he formed the group, and he thought that some problems which keep on coming, and that perhaps could be addressed. And I actually came back in this, the teaching part of almost after a gap of almost 3 or 4 years. I was associated with one of the largest prep providers, so to speak of. But then what amazed me is uh, the little bit of misinformation that was floating in and around the whole FRM community as such, because quite a few problems, quite a few concepts were either wrongly explained, or they were wrongly received, or some of the problems or some of the questions. I'm not getting into the any particular prep provider. That's not my business. But some of the concepts, some of the problems were either misrepresented or were wrongly quoted, which I thought were going to be very, very detrimental to the understanding of or building the foundation of the FRM aspirants. So that kind of triggered me. I didn't want, I mean, if I had some time, I thought that, uh, let's do it. I mean, let's help these guys. I mean, what's big deal? And rather than somebody learning a wrong thing or wrong stuff, or attacking the problem in the wrong way, just because the question itself is wrong, let's just make an attempt to correct that. So from that perspective, but then uh, I believe everybody chipped in that group. We didn't have any birthday messages, we didn't have any New Year wishes or Diwali wishes, no, nothing like that. We were professional and we stuck to the business, and that's, I believe, that that perhaps made some difference, and I'm happy about it. So
So that's really true.
I think that if you're taking the exam in next November, I think you should gradually start, and obviously you will show the same kind of commitment. And I wish you all the very best. I'm here for all of you, not only you alone, all of the candidates who have had passed in that group or other group or whoever. And very soon, perhaps we can form this kind of help group once again for part 2 as well.
So it has already been created. So you are already a part of it, sir, if you check.
Yeah, but I understand. But the thing is that nobody is yet, I mean, the group is very cold as of now. And I understand these are
So
early
because
days.
we are not even over our part 1 exam, we have been partying since then. At least I have been partying since then. I was waiting the moment I get my results, whatever the results are, if I'll decide if I should party or I shouldn't. After getting my results, we got our results on 11th or the 12th. Still, like it's almost 10 days or so. I was not even at my home. doing the same thing every day, partying, enjoying. So once we get back to our normal lives, then we start thinking, oh, we need to study. And so then by Feb mid, people will come back with doubts, problems. I can't understand that. I can't understand this. So at least it's gonna happen with me for sure.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it. So, Riya, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your time, and thanks a lot for all the.
Thanks a lot for your time throughout. So thank you so much for your time, sir. This was just a 10 minutes interview that you took, but sir, you were there for a longer period of our preparation, of our major portion of our success. You have helped us so much that we got our concepts clear, which was really, really, really helpful, and like I'm really thankful for that.
I'm obliged. I'm obliged. So be in touch, and I'm sure that we can be part of this wonderful journey ahead, and wish you all the very best in your forthcoming endeavors as well. Thank you very much, Riya Bachhawat.
Thank you
And
so
once
much,
again,
sir.
congratulations.
Thank you so much, sir.